Welcome to the Mana Pool. I am outofmana, and in this video we are going to cover a few different topics in EDF5. We are going to explain how to unlock Inferno for online play, and we're going to get into some of the farming locations we use to gather some Inferno weapons to start our journey. But first, if you are just here for the reference indicated in my other videos, I'd like to explain that the reason my friends and I decided to unlock Inferno was because we were not being challenged enough on hard, which is the highest difficulty you can select starting out. So around mission 60-ish, we decided to jump headfirst into a higher difficulty. Not only did this provide a higher base difficulty for us, but we also started doing these Inferno missions with a very low armor rating, which means we are taking way more damage than someone normally would on Inferno, and that was a really exciting thought for us. With that said, if you're looking to get into EDF or starting your EDF journey, especially if you're going to be playing with friends, I would highly recommend sticking around to the end of this video and consider unlocking Inferno for yourself, because it has been a hilarious and fun journey for us. I got one on back left. First thing we need to do is log into the online option in the menu. This does need to be set to online in order for this to work. Then we simply look for someone hosting a lobby that's on mission 111. This can be on any difficulty, so I recommend just looking for one that's on normal or easy, especially if you're just starting out. Unfortunately, this person has their lobby set to passcode only, so this means I won't be able to join. In order for this to work, we'll need to find an option that allows everyone to join. This will require a bit of luck and patience, as this is entirely up to the people in your search queue, so I don't recommend burning yourself out refreshing the queue. If it's not there now, come back in a few hours and try it again. We just casually checked the queue a couple times while we were contemplating even unlocking Inferno, so we weren't really pressed for time. This is the final mission for the base game. All you have to do is complete it. And it's really that simple. I won't show any gameplay because of possible spoilers. I personally hate spoilers, but I did find that this really wasn't all that bad considering. You'll want to make sure you see this specific congratulations sequence, and then you should have Inferno mode unlocked. So, on to our first farming spot. I am showing two different spots on the same mission, mission 61. There are plenty of places to hide in this game due to scaling, so try to get creative and find your own place to farm once you're comfortable. And originally when I recorded this, I had some of my beefier weapons selected, and I realized that it might not feel genuine, so I switched to some weapons below level 30 just so that you can see that this is possible at a lower level. As a fencer, the most important thing is going to be recoil reduction and lowered inertia percentage, because we are running double flamethrowers. If you didn't know already, as a fencer, if you try running two flamethrowers without at least having recoil reduction, you'll find yourself staring straight into the clouds and not being very helpful. To start off, you'll always want to collect your fencer NPCs at the start of the mission. They can actually slow your farm down by drawing the attention of the enemies and even killing some of them, which may drop the loot you're looking for all the way across the map, which is not ideal no matter which spot you find. I always recommend bringing at least one ranged weapon so you can grab your enemy's attention. Sometimes they'll not even notice you at all if you just head straight for base. Speaking of which, I went ahead and pinged the base. We're looking at it right now. It's basically down the street on the left of your spawn. When I first came here to farm, I noticed that there's a bit of a canopy going all the way around this building, and thought, maybe if I squeeze in here, the monsters won't be able to actually hit me because they'll be too big. And just like that, I found my first farming spot. It did take a bit of trial and error, so I'll save you the heartache. You'll want to find the deepest corner here. If you're not at least this deep, there is a chance that they will get you, and once you're hit, if you don't die on impact, they will likely hit you again once you fall, killing you. And on Inferno, if you fail, you get 0 loot, so beware. Again, these are level 17 flamethrowers. As a fencer, you'll definitely want to keep an eye out for a higher level flamethrower like the Hell Flame Revolver. This will insanely increase your speed at clearing out the monsters. And look at that map go. Try to keep a weather eye on your map to help keep your bearings, because there will be times where you can't see anything but green goo.
Government announcement. Many civilians have become
Once you hear this announcement, you'll know it's almost over, because this guy only speaks once there's just a handful of enemies remaining.
From here on out, every militia will share the same benefits of that of regular EDF soldiers. But with privileges come new responsibilities. For details, please refer to the PR department.
So it's important to mention that farming, especially this method, leaves very little room for error. Any small mistake could end in disaster. This was by no means intentional of me. My phone alarm was actually going off and I got distracted, so I went to go turn it off, and just that quickly I forgot which weapon I had out and shot my mortar, which blew up the building. So we had no more cover, and there were only a few enemies remaining after about 20 minutes of farming. Needless to say, I was very upset. Are you f***ing kidding me? Ah! I did, however, go about it again for the sake of this video, keeping those same weapons. This is generally what your loot pool will look like. Always try to save 1 or 2 mobs so you have time to pick up everything before the mission is over. Here I am using my ranged weapon to grab that last mob that, for whatever reason, decided not to aggro like the rest of them.
These monsters will be called Aggressors Species Gamma from now on. The Species Gamma is a very tough opponent. Make sure to stay alert when encountering them.
This is typically what the list of your loot findings will look like. While you cannot specifically find or grab upgrades for any one weapon or utility in particular, the game will prioritize your findings based on what class you completed the mission on. You'll also get a few things for other classes too, which is really nice. After all that, I want to advise that this spot is not exactly the ideal location, so I really wouldn't advise that spot unless you're just looking to have some fun. Where the other spot is, you may ask? Literally right here.
This is the new monster species.
As usual for this mission, grab your fencer NPCs and head over to the base. I highly suggest bringing an explosive to clear out the buildings quickly before the mobs come rolling in. This is important to do before they show up, because they will absolutely jump in front of you and cause you to blow the whole building up and ruin the whole operation. Lastly, for this spot, it's obviously significantly safer to roam around in the parking garage. Just be careful getting too close to the edge, because there's always that one mob that is determined to get revenge for their fallen comrades. And if you don't have any armor rating, they will definitely one-shot you, so beware. And that's going to be all for this tutorial. Thanks for sticking all the way through the video. Hopefully we learned something new today, and if you're interested in doing this kind of thing with your friends, I highly recommend unlocking Inferno after getting a feel for the game. It provides a lot of challenging and straight up comical moments, I promise you. The other EDF videos from my channel will be released in episodes, but the missions themselves will not be in numerical order. And if they're up already, go check them out.